Greetings. I hope you're doing great wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. We're on the night train. Lots of gems are gonna be in this one. I'm shooting straight from experience. This video is not going to be one where I have. This is not going to be one where I have notes written down or a script in how I want to deliver the information. But you know what? I decided to just bring some quality information from my experience to new drivers out there. So let's get right into it. Also, remember to click that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Drop a like, drop a comment, all the fun stuff. YouTube usually takes a couple minutes to send out the notifications. So I know a lot of people will be joining us in this live stream a little bit later on. But let's get right into it. New driver advice, tips to have a successful trucking career. I am chilling down here at Mount Pleasant in Iowa at the pilot. And driving down here, it was a lot of rain. We had some, what would you call, freezing rain. Hey, Latin Collection, what's up? What's up? I see YouTube is sending out the notification. Um, on my way down here, I noticed we had freezing rain, and I had a student with me, and I was advising him the importance of driving to the comfort of your experience. You don't have to drive too fast. You got to drive to the weather conditions of the road. Meanwhile, you're doing that as a new truck driver. There are going to be, yes, trucks, other motorists around you that are speeding. But especially truck drivers who have been driving longer than you, they're going to be flashing around you. Drive to your experience. If the speed limit is 65 and you feel comfortable in that weather condition driving at 60, 55, do so. Be very careful. If it gets too crazy where you feel the need that you have to shut down, hey, you got to shut down. It could be snow and ice, and you are driving slow. You got your four-way flashers on. You are going to see drivers with more experience than you flying around you. Hold your composure. Don't let it make you feel any less of a driver. We all have the same CDL. Another thing too is when you're at the truck stops and you're backing, you're a new truck driver. Sometimes you see other drivers sitting in their trucks. They're watching you. It's very easy to feel anxious. It's very easy. Nobody wants to be that driver who gets out and look 2, 3 times, especially when you see other truck drivers just come next to you. They're backing to a spot real easy. But hey, get out and look as much as you need to. Use as much pull-ups as you need to. Don't feel pressured. Um, it's new. It's early in your trucking career, and it's very easy. These things do happen. What I always tell myself, or what I will say to a student, is we all started somewhere. You might see someone chuckle or smile in their truck while you're having struggle backing. Some drivers might even be nice enough to come over and offer you some assistance, offer you some help. Um, but yeah, as a new truck driver, advice I could give you also is when you're picking up your first load, there's going to be anxiety, right? You don't want to drop your trailer. So when you couple, you back onto that trailer. When you do your tug test, get out and look to visually see that the locking jaw is fully locked around the kingpin. Okay? You go on, you hook up your ear lines, you hook up your electrical line, you pull up your landing gear, and you're good to go. Um, the trailer's the trailer is not going to drop that way. Another thing to do, too, advice I would give is when you're picking up a trailer, especially an empty trailer, walk around the trailer, open the doors of the trailer, make sure the trailer is empty, make sure the trailer is clean. Uh, some places will ask you for a trailer washout receipt. Some places they just want to make sure there is no sign of blood in the trailer. Um, if you see that the trailer is dirty on your way to a shipper to pick up a load with that empty trailer, now you know you can stop, you can get a trailer washout. Instead of showing up at the shipper, open the door, boom, they send you back, they refuse that trailer. Now you have to go get that trailer washout. The next trailer wash place, sometimes in some of these small towns where you have these distribution centers and stuff like that, is 50 miles away, 60 miles away. Drop a comment in the chat how far you had to drive just to get a trailer washout if you are a more experienced driver and you've seen things like this happen. Um, Another thing I would suggest, when picking up an empty trailer, make sure you turn on the reefer to make sure that that reefer is fully charged and working, especially in the wintertime. I remember from my experience when I was at Prime Inc., I picked up a trailer at a Walmart distribution center up in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. I never forget it. They told me to pick up an empty at that Walmart, and I went further up into Wisconsin to pick up a load. Did not check to make sure the reefer was working. When I got to the shipper to pick up the load, they tell me to turn on the reefer and pre-cool it at -20. When I went to turn on this reefer, boom, the reefer is not working. The battery's dead. I had to get a jumper cable, hook up to the reefer battery, hook that up to the batteries on my truck to jump start that. And that whole process takes a while because there's a little button. You have to pump that little button like 100 times to get fuel going back through the airlines and all that kind of stuff that could have been avoided had I just checked the reefer to make sure that the reefer is working when I picked up that empty trailer. Sean said 70 miles when he was at Prime Inc. He had to drive to find a trailer washout. Right? I see YouTube sending out those notifications. Thank you everyone for joining me. Yeah. So, you could have saved that if you, on your way to the shipper, knew that that trailer need to be washed out. And sometimes when you get a load, it will say in the load instructions, please make sure you have a trailer wash out receipt. One of the companies that I know that does this a lot is Smithfield. Smithfield. Do not go to a Smithfield plant to pick up a load if you do not have a trailer washout receipt. You heard it here. You know what I mean? There are a lot of little things in trucking that you don't think about. All right, let's talk about the operation, driving. So you're out there driving, right? The speed limit is, let's say, 65. You're getting new to this vehicle, operating with, because driving the truck empty, it's a different feel from driving the truck loaded. You know what I mean? Take your time. You don't want to make yourself a hazard on the road, stuff like that. But take your time. Once you get more comfortable, as I always say, things are gonna come like second nature to you. Shipping and receiving, I would say always try to get to your appointment ahead of time if you can. If you're doing your trip planning and you see, okay, I could get to the shipper at 9 o'clock, but my appointment is 11 o'clock. So I'm going to stay somewhere down the road, waste an hour to get there. Try to get close. You never know. On your way, there could be an accident. There could be anything that could cause a huge traffic pileup. Your truck could just decide to act up. It's funny how these things happen. I always say, get there as soon as you can. You can always shut down there and wait if you're early, than to think you have so much time. And then when you actually get to the location, you are late. Also, bear in mind when you're traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast, the time change. You have Eastern time, Central time, Western, Pacific. I don't know if I'm from Jamaica, okay? I don't know all of them, but I can tell you, you got to make sure you pay attention to the time change. I remember one time I had a load, I think it was in Ohio. I planned my thing, everything from the time that where I was. I wasn't thinking about the time change. And this is just normal rookie mistakes that everyone makes. I have everything set up to get to this place at 9 o'clock, right? And when I got to Ohio, because of the time change, I was 1 hour late. And you know what? They couldn't reschedule me for the appointment. So things like that, you have to make sure it does happen. Um, Let me read some comments real quick. I'll get back to the gang. Let's see what's going on in the chat real quick. I see Ramen is with us. What's up, fam? Respect, respect. How's it going out there? I see you're enjoying solo life. An hour and a half. Okay. Just that's it, just driving to get your trailer washed out. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Your clock is your money. If you manage your clock right, it will allow you to make more money. So, things like that. Ramen says the Walmart dedicated account requires all trailers to be washed out before returning them. Right. And it's funny, some people don't wash out the trailer. You go pick it up thinking it's washed out. You open the door. It's good to get in there, use the flashlight on your phone, because if you go somewhere else with that trailer and there's a spot of blood or anything like that in there, let's say the person before was traveling with meat. Now you get turned down and you have a problem in your operation. Gilbert, what's up? What's up? Gilbert Hernandez. Respect. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. This guy, Sean, said, I do not miss reefer at all. So I know you are doing a dry van right now. So you know what I mean. Shout out to the gang, man. I just wanted to give some advice to new drivers. If you have any advice, drop them in the chat. Let us talk. One other thing I would talk about is sleep. Get enough sleep the night before, or if you're running in the night, get enough sleep in the day. It is part of what Hirschback calls get ready. If you have to drink coffee, this is what I suggest, because coffee can disrupt your sleep. Let's say you have a 500-mile or a 600-mile run for the day. Try to drink the coffee early in the morning so that the caffeine can work throughout the day. You don't want to be drinking coffee with 100 miles left in your trip, because if you drink the coffee at that time, when you want to sleep, you're going to be laying in the sleeper, trying to get some sleep. Some people can drink a cup of coffee. I kid you not, Sean. Some people can drink a cup of coffee and go to sleep half an hour later. I'm not one of those persons. When that caffeine kicks in, try to drink the coffee early in your shift. If you're the kind of person who like energy drink, it's the same. You know what I mean? The sleep, just to even touch on the topic of the sleep, it takes a while to get used to the reefer noise. Even driving in the wintertime when you're parked, if you have a dry load and you have your APU running, that can cause some issues when you're trying to sleep as well. But don't panic. Over a period of time, you will get through it. You will be going down the road. All of these things will become like second nature to you. Second nature to you. Got a comment here from the Latin collection. I test next week. Horrible at parallel still. Practice makes perfect. You have until next week. I was in East Dubuque last night, pretty early, and I noticed. I went down there to pick up a box of diesel anti-gel. Saw some few drivers too. I noticed no one was doing any form of extra practice. You could be out there practicing the pre-trip, something. Sometimes they will leave a truck over by the Belmont Hotel where the students stay. It's just practice, practice, practice. Also, new drivers, after you pass your CDL and you're done with training, you might not be that great at backing. If you have time on a load and you're parked at a truck stop during the day and you see two trailers or a tight spot, that is when you want to use the opportunity to go and try to, sharpen your skills, Don't just get lazy. Don't just get this CDL and just think, okay, it's gonna be easy. When you're faced with challenges with the backing out here, um, be confident and know it will get better. But sometimes you're in the sleeper laying down. You can also watch some backing videos from YouTube channels. I used to do that when I was solo at Prime. When I had my truck, I would be up in Utah. What's this place called? Cayenne. I remember Wyoming. Those places. I'll just chill in the back of the truck, watching some YouTube videos on backing and stuff and like that. So it will get better. Ramen said, Latin collection, so was I, but on testing day, I aced it. Yes, yes, that's good. And also, you know what, Latin collection, I watch a few of your videos too. Please go subscribe to the Latin collection YouTube video channel. Everybody, you can do so bad in training sometimes. And once you keep repetitive, my English is the worst. Once you keep consistent at trying to learn and trying to learn, something will stick. It's good to write down the steps too, because when you write it down, your mind is processing it a little bit differently from when you're hearing it and trying to do it out there on the pad. Some people do very good on the pad in training, and on the day of testing out, for some reason, sometimes they have test or exam anxiety. That is when they mess up and fail. So you will be okay. I have no doubt about it. Just keep at it, man. You're welcome. You said thanks. Thanks, Critty. Yeah. You know what happened? I was so bad at backing up the truck while I was in training to get my CDL. And it's funny, Raman just commented that on the day that I was supposed to test out, it was heavy rain. Heavy rain. And I'm like, why? Why today? Why now? Hey, let me know if the audio is okay and the video is okay. Type 1 in the chat. That will help me. But and now look at me. I'm out here training, paying it forward, helping someone else along on their CDL journey, on their trucking journey, whatever you might call it, you know. Um, Trucking advice for new drivers again, I would say scan in your bills on time, scan in what they call the bubble sheet. So this is your trip sheet on time. It's very easy to want to pass, oh, I'm not going to scan in my trip sheet right now. I'm going to do it in the morning. The next thing you know, you have 2 or 3 or 4 loads of trip sheet, or by the time you scan in your trip sheet, you are way past the cutoff time for payroll. If you're on a dedicated account where you get minimum guarantee, that could be one part of it where you might not be qualified for your incentive. Just like that, you miss out on your incentive because you did not scan in your trip sheet on time. So once you're done with the load, boom, we're going to scan in our trip sheet. Boom, we're going to scan in our bills of ladle. If you weigh or scale the load, boom, we're going to scan in the weight scale ticket. Just being a bit dramatic, huh? But we want to make sure we do that right away. You don't want to have those piling up. We all do it. To be honest, we all do it. Sometimes, man, one, okay, the video is good. Okay, good, perfect. Julio, respect, respect. Sometimes, you know, we get done with a load, we drop it off, we go to park at the truck stop, and we're like, man, I'm gonna grab a shower, I'm gonna go get some sleep, or I'm gonna grab something to eat, go get some sleep. I'm gonna scan in my trip sheet in the morning. And in the morning, you wake up, boom, you get a load, get ready, do your pre-trip, do all that stuff, boom, you're on the road. Before you know, it's midday. The next day, you're on your next load. Okay, I'm gonna do it at the end. Boom, the next day you have 2 loads left to scan in. So try scanning your loads on time. There is a mechanism that you can use that you will learn over a period of time to know that your truck is not overweight. Let's say your drive axles, your trailer axles, your steers. There is a mechanism. You will learn it, trust me. But please, scale every load until you get this system right. You don't want to be overweight on your tandems. You also don't want to be in any form of anxiety when you're approaching a weight station because you did not scale your load and you are not sure. Your CDL is very new. You don't want to lose any points. You don't want to get any ticket attached and stuff like that. So scale your load, scale your load, scale your load, especially working for a company like Hirschbach. If you are not, Raman said, as soon as my load is done, I scan. You are very good. You're very good. I don't sometimes. I got to practice what I preach. I was back to scaling your loads. We don't want you guys getting ticket for that. Hirschbach will pay if you are not lease operator. Hirschbach will pay for you to scale your load. So the company is paying for it. Scale the load. Make sure you are in the safe, and Hirschbach wants you to be in the safe as well. So that's my advice. Don't try to call an owner operator or an uncle you know. Oh, my uncle has 2 trucks. My brother has 3 trucks. And he said, when I get a load that's 35,000 pounds, as long as the pins are in the 7th hole or the 8th hole, I should not be overweight. I'm going to count the safety. What do they call it again? The DOT sticker on the side of the trailer. I'm going to count. Don't do all of that. Scale the load, scan in your ticket with your bills of ladle, with your trip sheet, and you're good to go. In the wintertime, as we are, make sure you have, you're new. So what do I say? Make sure you have diesel anti-gel. I always talk about that. You want to make sure you have windshield wiper fluid. You want to make sure you have an extra pair of windshield wiper blades. Julio is going to yell at me because we're going to change the windshield wiper blades in the morning, okay? That's my studio, Julio Cuevas. Good guy, good guy. Very fast learner. Doing great so far on in his training as well. So let's get some questions in. Cake Daddy 478. How long it take to scan in? How long does it take to scan in? I can't understand that. So as soon as I'm done. But yeah, just wanted to drop some knowledge, drop some gem. Let me see. As I said, I didn't have anything written down. Did I turn this thing? I didn't have anything written down. So let's talk about attire, right? Wintertime, you want to make sure you have good boots, keep your feet warm, good gloves, stuff to cover your head, especially me that I'm bald. I got it right here. Keep warm, drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. A lot of people don't like to, a lot of drivers, they don't want to drink enough water because they're thinking about having to stop to pee. It's okay. You have to put your health first, okay? You have to put your health first. Stay hydrated out here. The Latin Collection. How can I have you as a trainer? You just have to let the training team know that you would like to have me as a trainer. You know my driver code, FULVA1. I'll put it in the chat here. Let's see. That should get it in the chat. But let them know, and then I can't just get you as a student because you requested me. There could be someone in front of you. I would have to then wait on the training department to assign me with a student, stuff like that. But good luck on the training. Let's see what happens when you're done, because it could be possible that by the time you're ready for a trainer, I have someone else training at the time. Rupert, does your company, I'm thinking Hirschbach, hire from Florida? Um, I think so, but it depends on where in Florida you're talking about. So please contact a recruiter and ask them if they're hiring out of your area from Florida. Raman said, I tried to get him as a trainer for the longest. Yes. And I was almost going to train you. But when I talked to the training department, they said you had some doctor stuff that you were working on. I'll leave that up to you if you want to disclose that. But you were not available. You were not marked available. So another thing to do while you're in training, when you go to test out to get your CDL, you're going to go back to your home state, right? To transfer over your CDL from East Dubuque to whatever state you're in. Let Hirschbach know that you're available right away. That's another thing too, because if there's any challenge getting a trainer, it might take a while. Now, let's say you take a week before you let them know you are available. Well, after that week, now they're just gonna put you on the list to start getting a trainer. It could take you another 3 weeks if there is none available. I know people, I spoke with a guy last night in East Dubuque. Right out of training, he got with a trainer. So it depends on the time where you're getting out of training, that and trainers availability as well. So Ramen, you know this. Why you do that? You know this. How much you get paid when you're sent home and waiting for a trainer? Uh, as long as you're available. One of the guys in the chat, Ramen, probably could comment on that, or Julio, because they recently just got out of that phase of it. I think it's the same that you're paid while you're in training at Hirschbach. So I'm not quite sure how much it is. Ramen is laughing. Ramen is laughing, man. Also, so new truck drivers advice again, I would say. So when you're done with, let's talk about some of the guys that are in training right now at Hirschbach. Shout out to Jerry. What is it, J-Bo? Is it J-Bo? I heard they call him down there. Um, when you're done with that phase, make yourself available so you can get a trainer. When you get a trainer now, you got to remember communication is the key. A lot of people don't get along with their trainer, and a lot of times I realize the big barrier is communication. I like to communicate with my students as well, because yes, I want respect from my students, but I also have to respect the students. So it's a two-way street, and a lot of people don't understand that. So it can be a big challenge, but a lot of time it's communication. When you get out here and you get your first load, I always say this, new drivers, when you get assigned your truck, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take out the little booklet. Let me see if I can grab it. Pardon me? Can you see it? Got my truck number on it. I don't know. Well, I don't know. But you're gonna take it out. You're gonna check all your permits. See? You're gonna check the registration, all that good stuff. Make sure everything is up to date before you move that truck off Hirschbach's property. Whether you are picking up your truck in Kansas City, whether you're picking up your truck in East Dubuque, whether you're picking up, I hear people picking up their trucks in Massachusetts. Make sure you check that. Make sure you check that little book. If there's anything that needs to be updated on it, go inside and talk to, I think her name is Donnie. Don't want to misquote the name. That's the last thing I would want to do. Um, but you want to go in and talk to her. Latin Collection said, I can see it. Okay, good, good, good. When you get your truck too, listen, your pre-trip is very important. Very important. Do not skip your pre-trips. I saw something on the Asian My Show. I think it's Mother Trucker, and I watch that channel a lot. A lot of useful information over there. I think a driver passed away. I think his wheels fell off or something like that, and they said that it's something that could have been avoided, or he could have noticed it had he done a thorough pre-trip. You know what I mean? So let's make sure we're doing our pre-trips. All right. So we talk about scanning in our bills, trip planning. Um, don't underestimate the power of trip planning. This will determine if you are gonna drive or not, if you're gonna move from where you are or not. Because yes, we're gonna check the weather for the location that we're at. We're gonna check the weather for the location where we're going. If it's a long, we're gonna check the weather in small towns during that. You know what I mean? We also gotta check traffic. We gotta just check to see what's going on along the way. Another thing too, make sure you set your music. If you're the kind of person who have high anxiety, try to listen to a kind of music that keeps you calm. Nothing that will put you to sleep while you're around the steering wheel, but keep you calm enough where you can get the job done, um, and not be, you know what I mean, in a rush all the time. I'm gonna read some comments and then I'll get back to that. Raman, a lot of students don't realize that you're entering what is basically that trainer's home. Right, exactly, exactly. Also, whenever you're going to get a trainer, Hirschbach gives you the trainer information. Hirschbach gives the trainer your information. Call the trainer up, have a conversation, find out what is expected before you get on the truck. What if by talking to this trainer, you might pick up on something that this just might be someone that you might not, that you won't be able to get along with, and that's fine. Talk to Hirschbach about it. You know what I mean? But yes, you're perfectly right. Logan, yeah, it was a driver going the opposite way and lost a tire and hit a tractor in the other lane, killing the driver. Man, one of the first things I do whenever I see cars broken down on the side of the road and there's like tow trucks and stuff like that out there, I just hope and pray the driver is safe and nothing fatal happened or stuff like that, because this job, people talk about the pay and show their pay slip and settlements and how much they make, but a lot of people don't talk about the danger of this job enough. It is a dangerous job, uh, so we have to be very careful out here, and try to be as safe as possible. Dutch Masters, I got an offer from this small Russian company. They're trying to pay me 70 cents per mile. Do you think this is a good option? 70 cents per mile sounds really good. Um, what I would say to you is you get a call, an offer from them where you're doing your research and you pounced upon them. Also, it's not just the cent per mile why you would choose a company. If it's possible, try to find one or two more drivers who drive for this company, ask them a few questions. Of course, this is not easily done, as easily as said, done, but you want to do your research on the company. What if they have a high turnover rate of drivers? What if their trucks break down a lot? Because if you're getting paid 70 cents per mile, but the truck isn't moving, then you're going to be in that company and you're probably going to leave very quickly. Another thing to find out is, do they pay W-2? Do they pay on a 1099? So, you know what I mean? Does this mean you're going to have to pay your own taxes? Or are they going to W-2 where you pay your taxes, stuff like that? It's a lot that you have to check out when working with a company. How do they maintain their vehicles? What are the experience their drivers are having? One of the good things I will say about driving for Hirschback, if anything is wrong with my truck and I need to get it fixed, I don't have a problem getting it fixed. Um, I know I have a refrigerator in here. I know I have a smart TV in here. I know I have free Sirius XM radio. I know I have a road assist department where if I have a tire problem, a trailer problem, something with the engine or something like that, God forbid, I can call them. They will send out a team to assist me. I also know on the Geo tab, they have a thing where you can track the progress of what is happening while that team is coming out to help you. So there's so many things. So not just the 70 cent per mile. So I would like to know a little bit more about them. But good luck, good luck. If you do your research and it works, go for it. All right. So yesterday he was parked on the side of the road and a passing truck lost a set of wheels. So this is a good example too, and advice for new truck drivers. If you're having a problem with your truck and you don't have to stop on the side of the road, try to find somewhere safe and legal to park and then call in to get it repaired, or if they have to send a tow truck out to you. But sometimes in the real world, you don't have a choice and you have to do what you have to do. If it's an engine problem, going 10 miles up the road might just cost you an engine, while otherwise, if you pull over here, put your four-way flashers on, put your reflectable, put your three reflective triangles out, call road assist, that might just save the engine. So sometimes, man, sorry to hear that, but we have to try to find somewhere safe to park, safe and legal if it is possible. So my condolences to that family. OTR drive-in, 70 cent per mile. They want me to run 4,000 miles a week solo. Drivers who are driving, comment in the live chat. Do you think 4,000 miles a week is is uh is fair? Is a fair target to set for drivers? Do you think you can achieve 4,000 miles a week easily? And I don't care if you're just doing drive-in or if you're doing drop and hook. 4,000 miles can be a stretch, can be pretty hard, because there are a lot of factors, a lot of variables that happens during your operation out here that can stop that from happening. And you know what? When you're doing your research and you're calling around companies, some of the red flags: excellent home time, 4,000 miles a week, stuff like that. Try to see around the BS, as I would say. Uh, Sign on bonus, 10,000, 15,000. It's usually something in the fine print. So you know what I mean? We got a question from Cake Daddy. Do Hirschback do loads in all states? If not, what state you guys go to? All 48, all 48 states. There are dedicated accounts that are OTR dedicated accounts. So it's dedicated, but it's an OTR dedicated. Uh, what's nice about those accounts too, it also has a minimum guarantee. Now, depending on your location, the minimum guarantee might varies. So you have to talk to Hirschback and ask some questions on those accounts. J-Bo, Jerry Wilson, I'm glad I chose Hirschback for training. They show you exactly what to do. The rest is up to you. That's good, man. And I've been watching a few of your videos. Please go drop a subscribe Jerry Wilson YouTube page. I watch a few of your videos, really good. So I wish you all the best down there in training. And when you get a trainer, if you have a question, you could always hit us up. This community, what I like about this community is the camaraderie and how we look out for each other. Um, Sometimes someone might ask the questions in the chat, and I said this before. Before I can answer, someone else is dropping the answer in the chat. So I like that. I also spoke with a driver yesterday when I was at East Dubuque. He said he there was a class of 25, and in less than 1 week, the class of 25 went down to 20. So 5 people got kicked out. While you're in training, just do what you know you need to do. Um, yes, you're gonna meet friends, you're gonna meet people. You're gonna need to have a nice little small amount of people that you get together, practice your pre-trip with, practice your parallel with, talk things over, but don't get distracted. Don't let someone ruin your opportunity. Don't let someone get you sent home before your career is even started. Um, Also, people lie on their application to get to the company thinking Hirschback won't pick it up, or they do drugs. I've seen this happen before. They barely pass the drug test at Hirschback. They get their truck, they're driving. Hirschback gives you what is called a random drug test. Okay. Twice I had to do a random drug test. No, I don't do any form of drugs. So I said where, and when, and I was there. So stuff like that. Um, but to see a class of 20 students, five get sent home, you already have 20 in week one. Who knows week two? The story will unfold. Um, yeah, do what you got to do. Don't let no one ruin this experience for you. Um, this job itself, the trucking industry, it can be quite a transition, and the transition is a little bit easier for some than it is for others. So it's good to have people to talk to. It's good to have a little bit of friends there in training to enjoy the process and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want nobody getting sent home, man. I read some comments here before I get back to that. The Latin Collection says Hirschback take care of their drivers. Yes, they do, 100%. We got Logan. Our class is so diverse with the skills and trainings. Oh, with the skills, and the trainers are awesome with seeing and giving that extra help with those who need it. Well, that is great to hear. I was trying to come see you guys yesterday, but I didn't get there early enough. Got there late. I got a box of diesel anti-gel here. As you can see, it's already open because when I fueled today, I put one bottle in. See, can you see that? Diesel anti-gel. So Julio and I passed through there. We also missed the chef food. I don't know what the chef prepared. But yeah, Hirschback is a very good company. The training program, I think, there are glitches. So I would not say it's excellent. I think Hirschback started this about 2 years ago. So there are some gray areas. But for the most part, it's a very, very good program. Raman said, I met a guy in Maryland last month that drives for them. He said that, oh, this is about that small Russian company. So there you go. See, someone answered the question before I even get to it, and that's good. Thank you so much, Raman, for helping him out with that. And that is what I was talking about. Um, when you hear these small companies tell you about, oh, we'll pay you 70 cents per mile, or top drivers earns $2,000 per week, uh, great home time, brand new equipment, stuff like that. You got to try to sift through that a little bit. And if you get the opportunity, go on Indeed, go on something, talk to someone who drives for them and see what the word is. Oh, that's a new one. So they also have changed name 5 times. My goodness. The Latin Collection said he subscribed to Jerry. That's what's up. That's family. Good job, bro. Good job. I hope to meet you soon. I don't know if I'll be able to pass through East Dubuque tomorrow. We'll see. I'm down here in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. I'm gonna pick up a load that heads up to St. Cloud, Minnesota. So we got Sean talking about driving 4,000 miles a week that these companies tell you about. He said that's near impossible. Only way I think is if they run illegal. And I went through that one time with a small company in Chicago. I'm I'm not sure if anyone is aware of the stigma with Chicago company. Yeah, you got to do your research. Don't you drive for a small company, a small Russian company, Sean? Because I think you were the first one to ask me about that. You know what I mean? But yeah, do your research. You know what I mean? I want to talk about safety as well. Just heard about the driver who was parked on the side of the road and a vehicle passing by lost a wheel and it killed that person. Female drivers, us as male drivers too, sometimes we have to be aware of our surroundings while we are moving through these truck stops. Um, if you're a female driver driving alone, um, don't try to park in an isolated area, stuff like that. Sometimes it's good to just put your blinds around and shut off the truck so nobody can see who is inside the truck. As a female, you know, there are guys out here that it's sad to say they don't have the right intentions. So you have to be careful. A lot of times, too, when we're OTR as new drivers or even experienced drivers, we might have to sleep at a shipper or a receiver to save our clock for the next day, or we get there earlier than our appointment and they have overnight parking or something like that. Um, Try to make sure you're safe. Watch your surroundings. If it's not lighted, camera, if it's not gated in with a security guard, it might be better to park at a truck stop where there is more truckers around. You know what I mean? Keep your doors locked. Another thing too, when you drive and you get tired, you could just close the door and go to sleep without even pushing down the button to make sure that the door is locked, that someone can't just open it and get in. When you go to a shipper to pick up a load, if you see a car driving behind you for 100 miles, you get off the interstate, you go left, this car go left. You go right, this car go right. Well, chances are something might be off, right? What I liked with Prime Inc., they had in their truck a little red button that once you press that button, the police or dispatch will call you to find out if you're safe. I remember one time I pressed it, it was just an accident, and they called me to check on me to make sure I was doing okay. Um, we got a Symbol Hunt Scratcher. I start orientation this coming Monday down in Dover, Florida. Definitely look forward to this experience. Yep. And we're here for you as a community. I'll drop my email in the chat. Let's see. If you ever have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. If you get in orientation and you're having a rough time, you send me your number. I'll send you my number. I don't like putting my phone number up on YouTube, stuff like that. But hey, it's all family. So for people who are wondering if they're hiring out of Florida, well, they have somewhere down in Dover, Florida. So I guess they should be hiring. But get with a recruiter to make sure. But back with the safety, yeah. If you see someone following your truck when you pick up a load, they want to hijack that load or something, call the police. If you park at a truck stop and someone opens the back of your trailer, they're stealing stuff out there, don't try to confront them. Contact the police. Um, I think these loads are secure and insured or something. So your life is more important than the load at that point. You know, I talked to a trainer I had at Prime Inc. He's an African dude, pretty cool guy. He told me a joke. He said he was sleeping down in Alabama, and when he woke up, he looked in the rearview mirror. The trailer doors were open. There was some guy back there stealing stuff out of the trailer. And he said he just sat in the truck, called the police. The police took long to get there. They took what they wanted, but he lived to tell the tale another day. So our safety is very important. You don't want to try to prove that you're brave or scare them away, or you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the company might tell you the same thing. I'm pretty sure. Jerry Wilson, I'll be in East Dubuque, backing up, backing up, backing up, and I need practice. Hey, do what you got to do. Practice, practice, practice. Where energy goes, energy flows. You'll be fine. We all started there. What I can say about the backing, if I can back up a truck, anyone can. I remember the hardest thing for me was a straight line back when I started my trucking career. Can you imagine a straight line back? The truck and trailer is supposed to be going straight. And somehow the trailer ended up going left or right at some point. Hey, people on YouTube tell me I'm funny, I'm a cool guy. Sometimes I believe it. But seriously, no, that's no joke. It happened to me. And now I'm at the stage of my career where I can, train and help someone else on their journey, which is always a humble experience for me. Logan said, stop in to see us tomorrow, or at least before week 4. You know what? I'm going to try my best to do that, Logan. I'm going to try my best to do that. We got Ramin asking, what instructors do you have? And also, if you have any advice for new drivers or any topic like you think I should discuss in terms of new drivers, drop in the chat and let me know. You know what I want to say? Do not take chances. If you're doing your pre-trip and you see that you're low on engine oil, go inside if you're at a truck stop, get some engine oil. As a matter of fact, the first thing you want to do before you throw that in there and throw the wrong grade, contact road assist, right? Contact the safety department. Hey, good morning. I'm doing my pre-trip. I realize that I am low on engine oil. What grade engine oil I need to buy to throw in there? Don't just go throw engine oil in the engine because you might throw the wrong grade and have problem. That's what I'm talking about. Don't take any risk. You know what I mean? You're doing your pre-trip again and you see that you're low on coolant. Top up. You know what I mean? Safety first. We got Sean here. I will say that the company I was with, so did you leave this company, Sean? D&K Logistics LLC paid very well, but it was stressful dodging wait station, running 2 clocks. It was a mess. Yes, we have to be careful of these companies that does shady stuff. We have to protect our CDL, and yeah, we don't want to be running it. And that's one of the things. They will tell you, oh, we pay our drivers, I've seen one, 80 cents per mile. And I'm like, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I see Logan sending a shout out to the instructors. So we have Steve, Scott, Curtis, Marty, and Don. Latin Collection says, I'm in the lower lot working with Kyle, Mac, Thor, Larry. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can stop by tomorrow. Probably do a live from East Dubuque if we have time. But hey, first and foremost, I want everyone to focus on their training down there. Keep the main thing the main thing. I see people making videos that are in training and making videos. Don't get sidetracked. You can multitask or multitask from time to time, but we got to keep the main thing the main thing. especially when you're having challenges with backing, stuff like that. If you can find some extra time, or the instructor has some extra time, and they're like, "Hey, we want to do some extra backing maneuvers this evening at 5 or 6." Take the opportunity. Okay, see what's going on. Crash. Hey, digging the live. Keep it up. Hey, thank you so much. I try to bring value to my space on YouTube. I want to make more content, but I just don't want to make a video every day just for the sake of making a video. I try to bring content. I spoke with someone today that told me, "Hey, let's do a video about advice for new truckers." And as a truck driver, I know I can speak from my personal experience. And I know, of course, you kind fellows will drop some advice in the live chat. And you will also subscribe if you are new. And you will also drop a like on the video because you guys are the greatest. The greatest. Thank you. Thank you, Crash. Oh my God. I can't keep up with chat. I need to hire somebody. This is great. This is the problem I would welcome. Wow. I am one one oh I don't know how to pronounce these names, these Latin names, because I always say Juan, but it's Juan Guardo Colon. No sentido común. No sentido común. Shout out to Julio. Julio, no sentido común. No sentido común. Turn the truck around. Latin Collection said, "Have a great night, Critty. And the rest of the trucking family have to wake up early tomorrow. We'll check out now. Thank you. Uh, Being amazing. Good night, everyone. Drive safe. Yeah, get your rest. Be ready to go tomorrow. Um, Make sure you're 5 minutes early. If they say get there at 6, get there at 5:55. That's what we do. Okay, I see everyone is chatting up in here, so that's great. That's nice. Shout out to the Latin Collection. Yeah. Shout out to Julio. Shout out to everyone on the live chat. I also want to say to the trucking advice for new drivers. Let me get this thing around here. Enjoy your new, I don't want to say job because trucking is more of a lifestyle, but enjoy enjoy the trucking career. You know what I mean? If you are OTR and you have the opportunity to stop, take some photos, visit some nice antique store. I know on the US, is it the old US 66 highway? Just a lot of beautiful scenery out there. A lot of good things to see. You know what I mean? But as I always say, keep the main thing the main thing. While you want to enjoy it, um, try to make your appointments on time as much as possible. Another big advice for new drivers is communication, not only with your trainers, when you get past the training phase, communication with dispatch. Dispatch might send you a load to pick up, and you do your calculation, and you are okay. You're like, you want me to do 500 miles in X amount of hours to get there at 7 o'clock, but I am unable to do so. Please communicate that with dispatch. And I would say try to do it in writing so you have physical proof to say that, hey, I communicated this with dispatch and this is the response that I get. Dispatch will either tell you, okay, we're going to reschedule you, or okay, keep making your way to the shipper or the receiver, but you have to communicate. Because if you're late for a load or if you're late to drop off, that is your responsibility. Um, you don't want to run into I've never had this happen at Hirschbach, but I heard drivers talk about it a lot. You don't want it to become a case where he say, she say, I told you, no. Type it on the Qualcomm, on the Geo tab, whatever means of communication you have with dispatch. At Hirschback, we have the Hirschback app. I see a few familiar faces in the live stream. I'll get right to the chat. I'll get right to the chat. This is very important. There's going to be a lot of gems. You can go back and watch back this live. Communication is big. Uh, Communicate to dispatch. Use the message. That means when they respond to you, you have proof to say this is what transpired. This is what happened, for lack of better terms. Um, but communication is big. Sometimes you will get a load. Dispatch knows you won't be able to make it on time. Um, what if they do not reschedule you, or they did not reach out to the customer to let the customer know you're going to be late? Now you have proof to say, hey, I spoke to dispatch about it. I remember when it was snowing one night, I had low visibility. Um, People around me were driving crazy. It's not like I couldn't make it, but people around me was driving crazy and I had to shut down earlier than I planned. This means the next day I'm going to be late with the load. So I communicated to dispatch. Dispatch reached out to the customer and said, okay, Critty is not going to be there at 10. Based on the time that he stopped, when he gets going tomorrow, he's not going to be there until 3. Boom, the customer knows. Boom, I'm good to go. I show up at 3 o'clock. I think I was going to drop off. They unload me. I got out of there. But communication is key. But don't just communicate on the phone. If possible, do it through the text. CYA, cover your assets. Let me get to the chat. I just saw a few familiar faces popped in. Shout out to Siva. Kim Queen, shout out, shout out. Big up yourself. A lot of respect. You have been hanging with the family for a long time. Always dropping a comment on a video. And guys, the interaction on the video, it helps. Right now, I need 200 hours to be monetized by YouTube. So hopefully we'll get there soon. But thank you so much for the continued support. Johnny on the flip side. Hello, Critty and chat. Hope everyone is having a good evening. No, 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 no. That's not what we do over here. Let me say it for you. Greetings. I hope you're doing great. Wherever you are, whenever you are. Everybody else type the rest in chat. You know what comes next. Y'all know what comes after that. Oh my goodness. But hey, good to see you, Johnny, on the flip side. Let me try this. Let's see here. I will. I'll drop a link for the live stream in chat. If anyone want to pop on and said hi or have any questions, feel free to do so. Let me see if they get it. Nobody type watching this video. You know that's what comes next. Oh my goodness. I think Julio and Kim Queen were in the same training class together. So, and this is what I like to see people keep in contact, because you never know. One day you could own 2 trucks. Someone over there, just a hint, could be the dispatcher. Someone over there could be a broker. You never know what can happen from building relationships. The path that we cross with people, what it can lead to in life, which is why I'm always nice to people. It don't matter who it is. There we go. Hey, there we go. I see it coming in. Greetings. I hope you're doing great, wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. Kim Queen said it's all about relationship. Yes, it is. And I want to take this opportunity to tell people, I put my email address out there. People send me their number. I send them mine. I will call them. You know, it's not only trucking. Sometimes somebody just needs someone to talk to. If you are ever in a dark, let me phrase this properly. If you're ever going through a dark phase or a dark time and you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to and you just want somebody to talk to, hey, shoot me an email. If I can shoot back, I'll shoot back right away. Um, if you type urgent in it and I have the time to call, I'll call. If I have time to talk, I'll try to talk because we all struggle with something at some point in life. I'm a very positive, high spirited person, but I also have my challenges. We have to stick together. We have to stick together as family, as drivers. Um, Sometimes even the job itself, talk about advice for new drivers. This is a big one. I always say have a support system. This job can be a bit depressing sometimes. Um, Depression might take you over without you noticing it. It might take you over with you noticing it, and you might feel you don't have anybody to talk to. Sometimes you're in the truck for a year, 2 years. You spend so much time on the road, you no longer know how to socialize. There's a birthday party at home. You are at this birthday party, you can't wait to get away from these people, or you're wondering when is it going to be over and stuff like that because you become a truck body. You just want to get back in the truck and drive. Um, for our mental health, our family needs us. So many stuff. Find somebody to talk to, have a support system. You don't want to be driving down the road in a full-fledged conversation, forgetting about the responsibilities you have as a truck driver. But you know, use your headset, talk to people. It's good to share a good laugh sometime. One of the best things about being a trainer is sharing a laugh with a student or something. You know, because sometimes as a truck driver, when you're solo, yes, you have your own space. Yes, you're by yourself, but people don't talk about it as much, but it gets a bit lonely sometimes. And if you don't have a support system, if you don't have, you know, people to talk to, sometimes you're thinking about stuff you want to think about. Sometimes you're thinking about stuff you don't want to think about. So, big advice to newer truck drivers: have a support system, laugh, enjoy. Um, Sometimes you're so tight around the steering because you're new to this job and you don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to be the cause of a major accident. There is so much stress built up, even in the shoulders. Hey, get a massage if you stop at one of these malls when you're on a break or something. Also, another big advice: try to see the chiropractor if possible. Um, Sometimes we sit for so long in a driving position, we have stuff that's out of place. Drivers can tell you. Try to see a chiropractor. I'm big fan of if you are on a dedicated account and you find yourself in a certain area very often, find a dentist in that area, find a doctor in that area where you can schedule appointments that you will know how it works if you can, but we have to take care of our physical health and our mental health as well. Let's see what's going on in the chat. So we got Siva, we got Kim Queen, we got Johnny on the flip side. Heard Barry Blues left Hirschback. Yeah, Barry Blues, guys, go subscribe to her channel as well. Long time supporter of this channel. She also continues to support the channel. She did left Hirschback. I don't know why she left. I'm pretty sure that is her reason. And whenever she's ready to speak on it, she'll speak on it. But yeah, she's probably in the live stream too, because she's always supportive. So let's give her a hey, give her a high five, and wish her best on her new journey. Sometimes you're going through this job too, this company might just not be for you, or you might not have a good experience. Or you join trucking thinking trucking is for you, and the whole industry might just not be for you. I remember a friend of mine, he thought he was very good at putting in tiles in people's house. What do you call that? Tile placer thingy. And every tile he installed in the people's house was wrong and messed up. He wanted to do it so bad. And he told me, he's like, yo, Critty, this is just not for me. This is just not for me. And I studied about it. I went to school about it. I did everything. But all right, what you gonna do? You're gonna stay in a profession unhappy? I don't think so. You know what I mean? So we leave that up to our friend. Um, for whatever reason, if she's out of trucking or she's moving on to another company, that's for her to speak on. And I'm pretty sure she will whenever she feel comfortable doing so. Ramen said yes, she did. And you know what I like about Ramen? Ramen supports everybody channel. Shout out to Ramen. So we're gonna subscribe to Jerry. Hey, what's up, my boy? Julio just passing through. We're gonna subscribe to Jerry and stuff like that. We're gonna subscribe to Berry Blues. Who else have a channel on here? I can't remember the name. I was just on that channel today. The Latin Collection also. Let's support our brothers and sisters. I know you do. I know you do for sure. So Johnny, on the flip side, hope you're doing great out there. Hope everyone is doing great. It seems like 2023 has just started, but we are past halfway in January and moving on swiftly. So, man, it has been great so far. Challenges, yes, of course, and that's just part of our job. There are going to be challenges. They're going to be ups. They're going to be downs. You know. But hey, what can we do? What else we got in chat? Love Hirschback, great company. So this is boss lady. So means you're already at Hirschback. Are you in training, or is it a case where you got your truck already and you're out there? Got another comment here. I was just saying that to my friend. I told him I was going with Hirschback and that he was asking me questions about it and if he should go. I told him to do his research before because his expectations might not be the same. Yep, 100%. People oversell getting your CDL a lot. People oversell coming to a particular company a lot. People oversell being lease or company a lot. Don't just buy into what people say. You have to do your own research. And you're going to try something. You're going to try trucking. It might just not be for you. You're going to try Hirschback. Hirschback rules and the Hirschback way might just not be for you. A lot of people are hell bent on not driving a truck that has driver facing camera. I don't blame them. That's how they are. Do your research. What if somewhere else might allow you to drive without the camera? That might work for you. Um, what if you try out trucking and you find out that, man, this long driving just not for you? I had a student one time. I think we got like 600 miles to drive. And he turned to me and he said, yo, this is a lot of driving. You think? Your job is driving. That's what we're going to do. It was funny though. It was funny. And it's one of those moments where I share a laugh with a student and I never forget that. I never forget those things, man. Never forget those things. But yeah, you have to do your research. And some people might talk bad about Rail, Swift, Prime, Hirschback, any company. And what they're saying might be true, but it might just be their experience. They're giving you their opinion based on their experience. You might go to that company and have a total different experience. And it's the opposite as well. Someone might be talking great. I might be here telling you Hirschbach is a great company. Come to Hirschbach. It's good. You got all this stuff, all that stuff. And someone else might tell you, well, I went to Hirschbach and this was my experience because I am a very positive person. There have been some challenging days. I remember when I just got my truck, the first one, and I talk about it all the time. The truck gave me like so much problems in the first 2 to 3 weeks. I was ready to be like, okay, I'm gonna leave this company and go somewhere else. Now, had I done that at the time, if you asked me about Hirsch back then, I'd probably be able to give you a bad opinion about my experience. They gave me a brand new truck after that. This truck has been keeping me good, and I've been with the company, what, since 2021, and I've learned a lot more about the company now, where I can speak on it in different aspects. So even even when they moved me, pardon me, even when they moved me from my first account to this account, I was I was mad. I was like, what? I was going home every weekend. Now this account is every other weekend. Let's say you just join the company and you run into a situation like that. You might not have the patience to wait it out. And why should you? You join the company based on doing your research, based on certain expectation, based on certain information. Um, you know what I mean? So I don't try to tell people you can make this amount of money. You can do that. Because when you tell them that and they come into trucking and the first sign of problems they have, they're gonna blame it on you. Um, they might get into trucking and they're like, I didn't know I have to shower at a truck stop. I don't know I had to use public restrooms. I didn't know that sometimes I have to do my laundry on the road. These things happen in trucking. Sometimes you even go to some of these truck stops and the restrooms are not in the cleanest of conditions. That alone, man, that alone can be like, what? I have my clean bathroom with a bathtub at home? And you know what I mean? So I don't try to push people to join the trucking. Do your own research. Based on your research, if you decide to make the step, make the step. If you have any questions and I can assist you on the way, you bet I will assist you. 1000%. Just Ian, or Justin Anthony. Exactly. Everyone have different goals they want to achieve, different situation going on in their life or back home. Yeah, that's right. Um, that's another thing too. When doing your research, you might find that a company pay you more in training, another company might pay you less in training. Well, depending on your bills and your situation back home, this is why you might choose one of these companies. So there's so much things. But you're right, perfectly right. Got a comment from Ramen. My OTR dispatch manager called me today and asked me to please come back. No, no, no. I think you must be enjoying that Walmart dedicated account in the Northeast there. My student here is from the Northeast. Has quite a lot of options, Julio. Hey, he's in the chat. Julio said some people can be a month away from home, some people not. Yep, that's true. Um, you do your research, you come into training, you think it's going to be fine. Your first 2 weeks in training, you'll find that, hey, I can't be away from family that long. And also, even early in your trucking career, this is hard to deal with. Home does not stop because you are a truck driver. There are things that you're going to have to try to attend to. And there's things that you want to help out with that you can't, and it can be a bit heavy on the mind. It can be challenging. So yeah, I don't just tell people, yo, you should go get your CDL, or yo, you should just come to Hirschback, stuff like that. I try to get people to do their own research, find out what they're coming into, and give my advice as best as I can. I got a comment from Sean. People told me I was soft for leaving Prime Inc. and going regional company, but it works best for me to be honest, and I'm making good money. Man, screw people. Bump what people want to think. You made the right choice for you, your situation, and your family. I was listening in on a radio program recently. I was talking to Julio about this earlier this evening. I heard a driver said, "Oh, me, these rookie truck drivers, they want to go home every 4 weeks and they want to make money. I stay out 3 months at a time. I go home for 3 days. I drop the money off. I check on the house. I turn around and I'm back out." Oh, really? Hey, if that works for you and your family, that works for you and your family, but don't call someone else soft. Um, I don't think that's healthy for a relationship. Actually, guys in the military and truck drivers have a high rate of divorce. Trucking can spoil a lot of families, just like the military, by you spending time away. Man, you do what you have to do. I left Prime. One of the reasons I left Prime Inc. and came to Hirschback also was because I had a regional account. I was OTR with Prime Inc. I was out 4 weeks at a time, 5 weeks at a time. And then I would come home for 4 days. And those were some of the fastest 4 days I've ever seen. I don't think those days had 24 hours each. Man, I'll be home for 4 days after being out for 4 weeks. I fall asleep, get up, make some coffee, and the 4 days is done. So you do what you have to do, man. Stay strong, make your money. Um, Maybe you're not making as much as you would OTR, but gradually, if you try to have a system in place, you'll get there. You can get to the destination. You just took different exits. The interstate will get you there, but if you take the exit and take that highway, you can still get there, Sean. Uh, Ramen said, Julio, where are you from? Ramen, you're not watching the channel. I have a video up. Julio is from the Caribbean, Dominican Republic. Crash. Staying away from home for 3 months at a time isn't good for anyone. I don't think so. I actually agree with you 100%. 3 months. Then you wonder why your kids look like the Amazon guy. Then you wonder why your kids resemble the guy from UPS. You are for 3 months. That's quite a time to be away from home. Then your kids start looking like the Uber Eats driver. The Uber Eats drivers, you know what? Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. Let me leave that alone. I agree with you, Crash. Uh, oh my goodness. Let me read some comments here. No, seriously. Seriously. The Amazon guy, if you're away for 3 months and you have a dash cam on the door, you're going to notice the Amazon van park at your door doing that delivery for a long time, delivering some big packages. I try to make fun of every situation, but oh my goodness. 3 months at a time. And you're telling people, oh, you want to make money? You truckers are new. You I used to stay out. You stay out if you want, you know what I mean? Oh my God. Justin Anthony, Crash. You can't say that. I love OTR. It's the lifestyle for me. I can stay out forever. Hey, if that works for your situation and your setup, Anthony, go for it, fam. They say you start getting big packages from the Amazon and you didn't order. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is why I love this channel, man. This is why I love this channel. Oh my gosh. I'll get to the chat here. Jerry Wilson, thanks for the encouragement. Straight backing has been my toughest thing as well. Well, I was there. That was me. I was you. Um, is that English? I don't know. I'm Jamaican. I were you. I was you. Listen, I was in that same situation. Yeah, man. I was in that same situation. Um, you'll get it where energy goes. Just remember, where energy goes, energy flows. You get back to your hotel room. Uh, My Trucking Skills is a channel I used to watch. Um, this guy will tell you how the truck turns based on where your tandems are. He will show you different, just getting your mind trained. Because I think you were on the channel before and you spoke about working in a whole different industry for about 15 years. So this might be a new industry for you. So it's a transition. And getting the mechanics of what you're doing with the truck and the trailer and the timing that it takes for the trailer to it's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. And also just go slow. Just go slow. Sometimes, you know, we're not used to being newbies. We're used to being good at what we're doing. And we're like, oh, I got it. But you notice you don't got it. It will take time and it will come. I was in your same situation. I started out like you. So if that helped you, you got it. Sean says, now I'm going to the gym, working out, building my first race car for the summer. That's good. That's one of the good thing about being regional, um, as opposed to being OTR. Let's say you're home every weekend or home every other weekend. You get a little space, in there to do something a little bit different. So let's say this weekend you come home, you can work on this. Next weekend you come home, you can work on that. So don't let no one knock you. I will say I do miss being OTR from time to time. Um, I miss the joy of sleeping in California tonight. Uh, Wake up the next day, I'm falling asleep. I'm in New Mexico, or I wake up in Florida. Next thing you know, I'm up in New York, seeing this beautiful country, um, traveling from state to state. I am from downtown Kingston, Jamaica, a very small community. Um, if you tell me 10 years ago that I would be driving a semi truck in the United States of America, going from state to state, I would have said, hey, I don't know. I would love that. So now that I have the opportunity to actually do it, I was talking to Julio and he was like, man, everything that I wish for, I kind of get it. I was wishing for getting my CDL, I got it. I wish for you as a trainer, hey, look at it, you're my trainer. Sometimes we have to speak things into existence, but yeah, in terms of OTR, sometimes I miss, going down those mountains in Utah, down Nashville, Tennessee, what is it, Flagstaff, Arizona, 44 there, taking 44. I don't even remember some of the interstates, taking 40. down Springfield, Missouri. It's a good experience, OTR, but we cannot let it be at the expense of our families. This is why we do what we do. Uh, we got an OTR guy here, Dutch Masters. I like OTR because I get to meet a lot of women. I'm going to meet one tonight. Jamaican rum on deck. I rented a Super 8 motel for the night. So I'm like, Dutch Master, a Jamaica. Did he say? Well, if that's why you like OTR, that's why you like OTR. Driving truck, I notice you don't get to meet a lot of people. So good luck to you, man. I'm off the market. So let me see. Got a new comment. All thanks to the living God. This is Julio talking about speaking thing into existence. Yeah, I remember as a young man in the streets of Kingston, I used to sit on the street side playing dominoes. Um, telling my friends one day I'm gonna go to America. I came to America. I'm an American citizen now. Been here. You know, it's just thanks to the grace of God. You know, has everything been great? There are challenges, and that's life. They're going to be ups, they're going to be downs. They're going to be obstacles wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. Gilbert said, I work with a lot of Jamaicans from Kingston when I worked at Guantanamo Bay for a bit. Okay, so it's good. One thing I can tell you, if you live anywhere on the face of the earth, there is a Jamaican living somewhere there. Jamaicans are everywhere. I don't know. You could go to Switzerland, man, I tell you. Where does Julio live? Julio says PA. I see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Sean says, whoa. See, these are the type of things Sean's like to hear because Sean is one of those dangerous Amazon guy. I think he used to drive for FedEx. Sean is one of those dangerous FedEx guy where if I ever look at my camera at my house and I see Sean show up to drop off a package, it's on. I'm calling FedEx. Listen, don't send back that. Hey, you know what? You see that package I ordered? I just want it to be dropped off at the post office. I'll come and pick it up. Uh, hey, hey, I'm happy to have you guys on here. Seriously, man, seriously, because I always try to make the best of everything. I know Ramen is on that Walmart dedicated account. I know, so I know he's probably trying to get Julio some help. Probably talk to his dispatch manager, stuff like that. Whatever you guys can do to help out each other, it's great. It's great to see. Someone said, Johnny, on the flip side, let me grab a bottle of water. Because, Critty, did you say you were in the garbage industry in the homeland? I used to be, let me see here. I used to be a garbage man. Oh, yeah. I worked in the solid waste industry or waste disposal industry 12 years. Started off as a dispatcher, dispatching the trucks, moved up to supervisor, moved up out of that department to manager. Um, man, one of the most fun times of my life, met some really interesting people. I think at the age at the age 25, I was in charge of people that were in their 50s and giving them instructions. And Having to learn how to be respectful to people if you want their respect as a young man in that position was one of the most amazing things for me. And I think one of the most important lesson that I've learned in life, which is why even to this day, I am a very, very respectful person. I don't disrespect people and I don't take disrespect. Um, but yeah, I work for the garbage company, as you said. Company called National Solid Waste Management Authority. Down there in Jamaica, we mix garbage collection with emergency response to like hurricanes. So whenever we have a Category 5 hurricane pass through, I would be the one out there dispatching the tractors, the dump trucks. At one point, I would leave the dispatch section. I would be out there as an instructor taking phone calls, where we need to go clear debris, trees, light poles fall down. We're in the communities. Amazing, amazing time to work in, but seeing people go through some rough situation. But yeah, man, if you have work in any environment like that, you just know the camaraderie. Like in the morning, we got breakfast for everybody. We're sitting at the table. We're getting the trucks lined up. All the backhoes, front end loaders, all the tractors lined up. All the garbage men, the side men lined up. All the drivers. All right, we're dispatching to this area. We're dispatching to that area. We got the radio, like you guys have in the trucks, going. What do you call them? The CBs, portable radios. So much stuff, man. That was a fun job. And I love to be able to help people too. So that was great. Sean said, yeah, I used to be a FedEx driver. It was tough. I was doing 300 stops. I would be done by 2:30, but that's because I knew my route very well. Well, there's some insight for anyone who want to do some local delivery. Um, those jobs, they pay okay, they pay well, I hear, but it's very challenging. It's very challenging. It's not very easy. I have a question from Kentanos. What's Hirschback policy on new CDL drivers? That means you're either new or doing your research. And if you're new to the channel, hey, click that subscribe button. Um, if you're new to the channel, what is Hirschback's policy on new CDL drivers? I think you have to have 6 months recent CDL tractor trailer driving experience. That's verifiable. Me and these big words, you see. Um, but if you have under that, they will still hire you. You will go through some training. I don't think it's as extensive. Man, I'm whipping out these big words today. I don't I don't think it's as extensive as someone who is coming straight through the CDL school. So if you already have your CDL, anyone in the chat can help me out with this. If you already have your CDL and you come to Hirschback, you'll do a couple weeks out there in the yard, a couple weeks with a trainer, and then you should be on with your truck. I don't want to. Somebody was telling me today, I think, about someone who went through something like that, but they will hire you if you don't have a lot of experience, and they will try to train you the Hirschback way, and then you will get assigned a truck. What's going on here? A lot of joke going on in the chat. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up. Johnny, on the flip side, that is pretty interesting. Thank you for sharing. Yes, I tip my hat off to every garbage collector, every garbage truck driver, because I saw firsthand the importance of that operation. I saw from being in the management position when trucks are down and an area is underserved with garbage trucks, the effect it can have on the residents. If you're collecting commercial waste or commercial garbage in that area, the effects it can have on the businesses. The garbage collection industry is very, very important. I have not done much research on that aspect of it here in America. I probably should because I have a lot of experience. Okay, I see you guys are chatting in the chat. I'm trying to keep up. But Ken Tanos, I hope that okay, respect. I hope that answers your question. Um, Also, if you're having any problems or we're always here as a family. Drop a comment underneath a video. I'm always active in the comment section. Miguel said, "Hi, I'm late. I want to ask you, what kind of cloth or any brand to take to CDL training in the cold in February?" Hey guys, I think Jerry's in training. They could help you with that. What kind of cloth? Oh, clothes. Oh, clothes. I think you meant clothes. Well, wintertime, you want thick socks. You want nice, strong, thick winter boots because you're going to be out there on the training pad. Dress warm. Ramen said dress very warm. And you're talking about February. I was telling the guys in December when I was there that they're still lucky. They had thick sweaters on, those thick reflectable vest kind of coat that can make you visible out there on the training pad. They had those on. You need something to cover your head, keep your head warm. You need a pair of gloves to work in that you'll be touching the trucks. You're also going to need a pair of gloves to just walk around in because you want to protect your fingers from getting frostbite. Let's say it's a very cold day. I do not know how cold it has to be for them to say, okay, we're not doing any outdoor training today. Um, so you're definitely going to need to dress warm. Uh, what else I can think of? Chapstick, probably keep your lips, um, from getting like dry, stuff that might help to cover your face out there. Um, so that's all I can say for what was your question again? Clothes, what kind of clothes? Or any brand to take to the CDL training in the cold. Yeah, that's what I would say. Dress warm, extra layers, extra layers. You know, at Hirschback, down there they have laundry where you can do your laundry free of cost. So you will be in that phase of the training, I would say, for about 4 weeks. So you don't want to take too much clothes, but take enough clothes where you can dress warm. You have laundry down there. You can do laundry if need. Hirschback also have some small vans that they assign to take you from your hotel room to the training pad, or you could take it from the hotel room to Walmart, stuff like that. So I hope that answers your question. But dress very warm. Now here's one of our good guys from the Northeast. He said the Northern Face brand or Wrangler. That's very worth it. Okay. Yeah, I have man, I have something like a Wrangler brand. Sometimes I'm in the truck and it's even hot. I have to take it off. So that's a good point there. Ah, my goodness. Sean got to start talking about food. Boy, I can't wait for this weekend. Curry goat, jerk chicken, and red snapper. Woo! Sean, don't start. As Robin said, don't start. Hey, listen, in my fridge, I got some chicken soup. Let me tell you what I got fixed up. I got some spinners, which is some boiled dumplings. I got sweet potato, squash, regular potato, okra, coyote squash, which we call chocho, okra, chicken. I got chicken soup. I got oxtail with steamed cabbage and steamed carrots with curry with coconut, rice and peas. Don't mess with me. My truck is stacked right now. So don't start talking about food this time of the night. I'm trying to do intermittent fasting. Let's not get into that. Because now you made me want to go eat some food. Back to trucking. Miguel said, thanks, Antonio. Yeah, you want to dress warm. The gloves is very important. Sometimes we only think about, oh, I need gloves just to do my pre-trip inspection, stuff like that. But those get dirty, smelly while you're out there, right? But just walking around, man, you're talking about coming in February. So you need to have an extra pair of gloves. I would say an extra 2 pair of gloves. Thick socks. Because, yes, you have those nice winter boots or those nice Timberlands or something like that. But if you wear thin socks, your feet will still get cold. So just dressing warm. Heat warmers for the hands while you're out there on the training pad might also help. Oh, here we go. See, I know people are helping out before I even get to the question. Miguel, Johnny on the flip side said the best brand for winter clothing is definitely Carhartt. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that. Robin said, I'm coming to raid your fridge. You think I'm kidding? Let's show you. Let's see what's going on here. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm not showing y'all nothing. I got oxtail, braised, slowly braised oxtail in there. Got some soup in there. I got blueberries. I got green apples. My truck is ready. Carahart is good. And long johns, yes. If you're going to be training in the wintertime, this means you're going to be on the training pad out there for long periods of time. Long johns are good. Any kind of thermal, whether it's the one for the pants or the one for the top, you want to dress warm. So that's very good. See, now everyone is so nice helping out. Jamie Garcia, just make sure you take extra socks. If your socks get wet, your feet will get very cold. Right. And when your socks get wet and your feet get cold, you can get sick. So, and that's what we don't want. We don't want you being in training, being sick, because that's not good for nobody. And it's the same with keeping your head warm as well. I have a big old head, so. Can you, we got a comment from Cake Daddy 478. Can you explain some of the benefits with Hirschback and how long you got to be with Hirschback before the benefits kick in? That is a question for a Hirschback recruiter. I don't want to be taken out of context answering a question like that. I know for a fact Hirschback has a retention bonus. I think it's $10,000 if you join the company before September of August 2021, and you're still with the company until April this year, you get 5,000. April next year, you get another 5,000, and that's just a retention bonus. I know there is, after a year, you get 7 days of paid time off or vacation pay. I have that eligible. I know they have a 401k. I'm not sure if it is matching 401k, where they match how much you contribute up to a certain amount. I do not take health insurance from Hirschback because I get that through my wife. So yeah, that's a question I would more try to talk to a recruiter, because I want you to get the facts. I don't want you to get maybe, because this might be something very important that might help you on making your decision. John said, hey, young Critty know how to cook well. Oh yeah. Last week we had fricassee chicken, we had curry goat with shrimp. I think I brought shrimp, or was it just goat? think we had curry goat with rice and peas. This week I kind of did oxtail. Hey, Sean, tell him when you go to buy oxtail how expensive it is in Jamaica, and they give you like 2 or 3 little piece of meat. I cook my own, slowly braised oxtail. So they offer medical, dental, and life. Mine kicked in before I got with my trainer. There's some useful information right there. I do get mental. I do get medical and dental and all that from me and my wife have separate policy. So I know Sean would laugh at that. Very expensive, yeah. You go to buy oxtail and they give you this 2 little piece of meat. Huh? Huh? 2 little piece of meat. And no oxtail gravy. What about giving me the jerk chicken with the oxtail gravy? Or the jerk chicken with the curry goat gravy? This is how they do it back in Jamaica. Let me show you. Yo, yo, yo. Sell me one food there. Sell me one food there. Me want the jerk chicken with oxtail gravy and whole heap of rice. That's little bit of rice, man. Oh, you give me that little bit of rice. Put more rice in the box, man. Oh my goodness, man. I used to, I used to love to buy food back home, but man, when you go, this is how you know a restaurant has good food. The line and how long it takes you to get the food. If you go to a restaurant and it's not busy, man, nobody goes to that joint. You know how it is in the ghetto. Not only the ghetto, kind of anywhere. Even here in America, I notice on the holidays, you go to a nice restaurant, you can barely get a seat. Yes, oxtail is expensive. Talk about advice for new drivers, and we're talking about food. I always say Walmart will be your best friend. Keep your truck stocked out with food. A lot of times, especially in the winter, Highway 94 going through North Dakota, I-80 going through Wyoming, they shut down these interstates. Out in New York, up in Buffalo, New York, if it is snowing too much, and they can't clear the roads as fast as possible, and they deem the road unsafe, let's say there's a winter blizzard or a snowstorm, they will shut down the interstate. So you might be parked at a truck stop for a day. If it's really bad, maybe 2 days. And all you're going to be eating is Hardee's sandwiches or Wendy's. And these truck stops, you got to pay for convenience. The same thing that you would buy at Walmart for $1, I kid you not, at the truck stop is for $3. It's like two times the price or 3 times the price. I remember in my training when I was at Prime Inc., it happened one time. I needed deodorant. I could not believe the same deodorant that I would get at Walmart was selling at the truck stop for 3 times the price. So truck stop, Walmart would be your best friend. Keep your truck stocked up on food. Not only cook food because I meal prep when I go home, but even little snacks, even like something that you can make a quick sandwich. I'm the kind of person that will put a ripe banana between 2 slices of bread, and that's just a sandwich for me. If you're shut down in the middle of a winter storm somewhere, that might just do it. If you like tuna, you can get canned tuna. I have an instant pot. Sometimes I'll get the Campbell's canned soup or whatever brand. Sometimes I just put some of those in my instant pot, warm it up, and I got soup right there because out here in the winter time, man, you might get stuck and you want to make sure you have food or else it can be very costly. It might not be possible to DoorDash food to your truck. Now, sometimes you're at a shipper or a receiver, uh, even those DoorDash delivery fees add up. I remember being in Nashville, Tennessee, and I Google Jamaican restaurant near me. By the time I ordered the food, paid the delivery fee, man, it was very expensive. And by the time the food got to me, the food was flipping cold. I was very pissed off. So, you want to keep food in your truck. Walmart is going to be your best friend. Um, let me get to the chat. I read a couple comments. I'm trying to keep up. Uh, I see Johnny laughing about those oxtails. Lefty say, Lefty K, I had some curry goat and jerk chicken from Scoots in Hartford, Connecticut. I haven't been there, so I might need to screenshot that. Was it good? My main spot is Upper Yard in Milwaukee. And when you go to Wisconsin Dells, go to the shed in Wisconsin Dells. They Fireside Kitchen. Awesome Jamaican food. Awesome Jamaican food. Trust me. I'll get some comments here. Genevieve, good night. I want to come to the US to drive truck. What is my first stop? The airport will be your first stop. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I told you guys I think I'm funny. Tell me, type one in the chat if that was a good one. Type one in the chat. Okay, if that was a good joke. I got another dad joke. I'm gonna tell in a minute, but I want to come to the US to drive truck. What is my first stop? Well, of course, you're going to need your employment authorization. So you got to be able to work here, unless you're already migrating and all that good stuff. You got all of that taken care of. Your first stop will be you need a regular driver's license. I think you have to have a driver's license for at least a year before you can apply for a CDL permit to get a CDL. I might be wrong, but those are the steps that you're going to take. So a regular driver's license, then you can get your CDL permit, and you could either go to a trucking school or you could go to a mega carrier, one of those companies that offer get your CDL program. They will train you how to get your CDL and get you on your way. I hope that answers your question. I-90 shuts down a lot in the winter time. Yes, they do. Got a comment from Lefty K. I left Hirschbach 2 days before Christmas after I got my CDL, but still haven't been set up with a trainer. What the fudge? I'm running out of patience. I have other companies hitting me up. 2 days before Christmas. So we are in January. So quite not a month yet. That's a bit crazy, but yeah, I've known people who got trainers right away. I've known people who have waited 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I would say that decision is up to you if other companies are hitting you up. I can't tell you to pull the plug or not. You have to make that decision because I don't know what your personal setup is like. I don't know what your patient's level is like. And you got to do what you got to do, fam. So I support you in whatever you want to do. I will say this. I don't know if the DMV sends or CDL to these companies, but once you get a CDL, you're getting emails, you're getting phone calls, job proposals. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Be very careful before you make the next move, but you got to do what you got to do. Um, keep me in the loop. I don't know how much weeks. I don't know. I can't make any promise. I try not to make any promises on my end, but yeah, maybe you're right in line for a trainer coming up soon here. Cream of chicken with cooked pasta, amazing meal. What brand? What brand? Is that soup? What is that? Julio. Julio, come on. I got the best dad jokes. Julio told me that a cow got away the other day and someone was driving and hit the cow. So I said, wow, I guess I guess he was moving. I know it's not funny, but it's funny to me. That's a crazy joke. That's a crazy joke. Um, so we're talking about that Jamaican restaurant in Hartford. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Yeah, there's a huge Jamaican community on the Northeast, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Jersey, New York. So I always get good food when I'm on the East Side, especially when I'm in Queens, Long Island, up there in New York. Genevieve, yeah, I hope I answered some of your questions. Rajel Johnson, yo, big up, Rajel. What go on, my brother? Manners and respect, all the best for the new year 2023 and beyond. Long time I not see you, but you don't know it go. Two kick, you know it go. You know it go. Dubidaya, two is there. He move. That's a whole other Jamaican conversation. Miguel, oh, talking to Lefty K. While you are waiting, is Hirschback paying you? Okay, thank you, Genevieve. Thank you for watching. I hope I'm very happy to know I could answer your question. So they're talking about the guy hitting the car and the car moving. The other one I always ask people is, what do you call a deer? Let's say you have a deer, but the deer have no eyes. What kind of deer do you have? I have no idea. No idea. I have no idea. Come on, that's a good one. My wife would probably slap me in the back of my head and tell me to shut up because now I'm being crazy. You ever go to any carnivals? Yes. I was in charge of a garbage company, and one of the best part of that job was while the carnival is going on, we had to add a cleanup crew marching behind the carnival to clean the street. I was supposed to be in charge of the cleanup crew. Now, the word suppose is very interesting. I was supposed to be. I was up in the carnival having fun while the guys were back there cleaning the road. Occasionally, I would go to make sure that the road was clean. So, just want the government of Jamaica to know I was doing my job. But that's carnival, man. What are you talking about? That's carnival. Carnival in Jamaica? If you have ever been to carnival in Jamaica, man, it's hot, but it's fun. So I have students talking about availability. Um, Lefty K, did you tell them that you were available? That sometimes is a problem. Raman can speak from experience because I tried to get Raman as my student, and that was the challenge that I was faced with. So Lefty K said, yes, I did via email, and I spoke to HR as well. Okay. Well, they should be. I don't know if you ever hit me in the email. Hit me an email too. Shoot me your number. Just let me know it's Lefty K. You don't have to put your real name in there. And if I have time, I'll give you a chat and we can talk. Hey, listen, this live is going over 2 hours. I usually try to keep it 30 minutes to an hour. So you know what I mean. I want to thank you all for joining me on the night train live tonight. I hope you're doing great. Wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video, click all on the notification bell so that whenever I go live, you guys get all the information, all the updates whenever I drop a video or whenever I go live. Any questions for me before I head on out? Yep, you should be getting paid if you said you're available and waiting for a trainer. Yes, I know that 100%. We got some comments. You can call sometime. Some information can be wrong. Julio said he got paid when he was waiting for a trainer. Um, so that should be good. Peace out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big up on yourself. Enough respect. Thank you all so much for joining me. See you soon. Hit that notification bell if you're new. Hey, click that subscribe button. Make sure you get all the content when I drop them. Stay safe. Hope you're doing great wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. Peace. Respect.